Hi guys, it is an absolutely spectacularly gorgeous, over-the-top,
Hi
beautiful
guys,
day
it is a
here in the end times,
spectacularly
in this
gorgeous,
absolute shithole called, where the
Mother's
fuck am I?
Day.
Jackson,
We're in Paradise,
Tennessee.
in Austin,
Jackson,
Texas.
Tennessee. Good
It's
God
a
Almighty,
Sunday
I'm
evening
halfway
with the
between
sun going
Memphis
down on this
and
gorgeous day
Nashville
on the planet.
here
Now
on
it's
this
Sunday, May
beautiful
12th,
Tuesday morning, May 14th,
2019. So the little dog and I, the little
2019,
Texas
where
dog
I
and
have
I have
spent the
been
night in this
packing
godforsaken
our gas-sucking
Motel
truck
6.
for our next big
I might have
misadventure in the
gotten
end times that starts tomorrow
absolute
morning.
most. I might have
So,
gotten 2
well,
hours of sleep last
Santo
night.
gets these
Absolute
mosquitoes.
max, 2
You
hours.
gotta get your heartworm pill,
One
little dog.
of
You
the
need to
most
get your
horrible
heartworm
fucking
pill like
nights.
that.
Only part of it
And,
due to the motel. And most of it
I'm
is due
sitting
to
here
this latest
enjoying
fucking
my
bullshit.
last
You won't be
beautiful evening
surprised.
in the great
The
state
latest
of
chapter
Texas.
from this
The
whole
Lightning Bug
goddamn...
show is
I'm
beginning.
going to McDonald's for my coffee
the link
because they don't have
on
fucking coffee
getting
out of
ready. I
Motel
got a
6.
margarita
Gotta drive
chilling
to
in the
fucking McDonald's
freezer.
to get my goddamn coffee.
Anyway, I
so
just
anyway,
have to,
what this rant's going to be about
you
is
guys
this
knew I could
latest
not
chapter
leave
from this
Garfield,
never-ending
Texas
hell
without one
that erupted in my
last
life
rant
last week about
from
being
under
on
the,
this panel by
pomegranate tree.
about
I just need to get something on my
fuck, I've already
chest
forgot
before
the
I
term,
leave here.
debt jubilee. Okay, I was invited to be on some panel about this debt jubilee. I'm not going to go and repeat
from these
the
goddamn
whole
smart-ass trolls
story. You
and
can
these
go on
thumbs-downers and these
the
trolls and shit.
video I put
get
out
to you.
on
and I admit
Sunday
I am.
night.
And so this is the
Everything
latest,
a
and
clueless
I just
fucking
need to do a
moron
little
needs to know about
ham-bone
debt jubilee. I think was the
amplification
name
and
of it, where I
clarification
tell
for
the whole fucking
anybody
story, or at least what I
who
thought was the
heard
story. So anyway, guys,
this
this
panel
is a video
discussion
about
that I
what this is a
supposedly
video
was part of
about
a
trust.
few days ago
is what it is.
on,
It's about
Lord
trust
Hugh's channel.
and
I'm just gonna call him
backstabbing
Lord Hugh
and
right
all of
now.
that. It's
so
what this
Lord
video
Hugh,
is about. But what you guys,
if you
I know
just
what
put
you
that
guys
in
love
the
about
YouTube
this. You want
search,
the
you'll
dirt. You want the
probably
fucking
find
dirt
who
in the
I'm talking about.
Doomosphere.
I've
So we're
never heard
gonna
of the man.
dig up some dirt in the Doomosphere
I
as soon
think it
as
was
I figure out
Torstein who turned me
how
on
to
to him
get
a couple of
fucking
weeks
cup of
ago.
coffee. And
I went and checked out his channel, and it's a very good channel. I
wherever
really
the hell
like this
I am.
guy. I mean, I immediately took a liking to him.
Let's see. And I gotta say, guys,
I'm thinking of
McDonald's
actually
doesn't have
having
bad coffee.
him on for an interview
Really
on Collapse Chronicles. I don't know.
I want the
we'll
biggest,
see how that
strongest
plays.
cup of
But I
coffee
highly
you have,
recommend
just black,
this
please.
channel. This man is clearly not a
196,
clueless moron
thank you.
by any level.
Take that,
the guy
Starbucks.
gets it, and so
anyway,
I heard
go get my
through the
damn-
grapevine, shall we say, that Lord
So what do I do?
Hugh,
Do I pay here?
who did not
Where the fuck do I get my cup of
communicate
coffee?
with me directly. He did
Life
not
on the
contact
road.
me directly.
When I first stopped at
and I'm not a hard
McDonald's, I'll probably
person
have
to
3
find.
goddamn. This is where I had dinner last
He did
night.
not contact me directly, so I heard through the grapevine that Lord Hugh
11 o'clock
wanted
last night
me
at this
to
McDonald's because I
participate
couldn't find the
in
fucking...
a panel discussion with several of my other
All
students.
right.
It was going to be me, but when I say me, I'm talking
you
Sam
can keep
Mitchell of
the-
Collapse Chronicles, okay?
keep that 4
Not
cents.
Hambone Littletail. Lord
Thank you.
Hugh wanted
Have a good day.
to talk to Sam Mitchell of Collapse Chronicles.
And so this is my
He
second
wanted
trip to
to
this
talk
McDonald's in
5
8 hours.
Torstein Vidal.
Jesus, we're so fucked.
From
So
his,
anyway,
we all
what the
know
hell was I? What was I
Torstein's Going
talking
South
about?
channel.
My brain is just
and
complete. Oh yeah,
I
so
think Torstein, how many new channels do
dirt
you
in
have,
the
brother? But
Doomosphere.
anyway,
So I'm not
we
gonna
all know
sit
Brother
here and
Torstein,
repeat
of course.
this whole
Sister
story.
Sandy Shellis,
I'm just gonna,
was invited.
the germane
Kevin
part to this
Sandbloom
whole
for
story
Black
was
Bear
the very
News,
beginning,
and
which I will
Jennifer
repeat,
Hines,
about how
who
in the
needs
middle
her
of
own
nowhere,
YouTube channel.
when last
Jennifer,
week, when I was
won't
trying
tell
to
where
pack,
Jennifer
and
was
you
formerly
know, for
of,
this
but
6-month trip,
anyway, I was quite
I
happy
ended up getting
and proud to be
5
part of
fucking
this
interviews
this
in 5 days.
invitation.
I had interviews Wednesday,
to
Thursday,
be
Friday,
part of a
Monday,
panel
Tuesday,
discussion.
and I was off camping
I didn't
at
know
a picnic
anything
party
about
out of
it.
town on Saturday
Now,
and Sunday. I was trying
before
to pack for
Torstein
this
breaks
thing,
in
trying
here,
to
now,
run 2
Torstein
goddamn
did
YouTube
send
channels.
me
I was so
couple
goddamn
of links
slammed
to
that
a
I did
couple
not have
of
time to
Lord
wipe
Hugh's
my own
videos
fucking asshole.
that
and
I guess it was
and I
implied,
start
since he
getting
sent me the
this
links,
out of nowhere,
that
these
maybe I wanted to listen
unsolicited,
to the videos, and I believe Sandy also
all I can call
sent
them
me
is
the links. So I
demands
think I had 2
that I
people, not
drop
Lord
every
Hugh,
fucking thing that I
Torstein,
do.
and I think Sandy sending me these links to
and
this
start
video.
paying
Guys,
attention to this
I was
thing
in the
coming
middle
from
of
this
Sam
guy
Mitchell had
in the
5
Doomosphere,
interviews
who we're going
in
to call
5
him,
days.
what's a good
I
name to
was
call this guy? We all know who I'm talking about.
absolutely
We're going to call him
slammed
Brutus.
with 5
so anyway,
interviews,
so
trying to pack
Brutus,
up, get
I
ready
start
to
this
move to
very
New York.
bizarre
You guys have no
email
idea
exchange with
how
Brutus
many
that
links to
it goes
videos
on
and
for,
essays and whatnot, and I
for
really
several
appreciate you
days.
guys
I think
sending me
there are
all of these
12
links
email
to
exchanges
all of these things.
about
I would
me
love to
appearing
say
on
that I
some
have a
fucking
chance
panel
to look at all
to
of
discuss
them.
something
I
called
barely had a chance
a
to
debt
brush
jubilee.
my teeth last week.
I have the
much
entire
less,
chain of
go
emails
on
about this.
To,
I'll be glad to send
and
anyone who
listen
wants to send
these
me a
links.
message
I did
and
check
say,
out
Hambo,
Lord
could you
Hugh's
please
channel, and I
send
was
the
very impressed
entire
by
chain
it, and I was
of email
happy to be
messages
on the panel
between
discussion,
you
although I had
and,
no clue
and
what
Brutus.
the discussion
I'll
was
be
going
glad
to
to do
be
that.
about, just
And
judging
so
by
you
his
think that
videos. I
somewhere
assumed it was
in
just going to
this
be, a
chain
general
of
discussion about how
emails,
fucked we are. This man
would-
clearly
the
understands how
term
fucked we are.
debt jubilee
Okay, so I
might
thought
be
it was
mentioned.
Hambo. How fucked are we?
Somewhere,
And we were going to talk about
you
that.
could,
and
we could
maybe
actually hear
Jennifer
the
was going to
term
talk about the
debt
methane
jubilee
bomb or
show up
whatever.
in the
Porstein
emails.
was going to be
You
talking
would
about
think
Arctic
wrong
ice.
if you thought that what I'm
I was
doing is
probably
I'm
going to
getting,
talk about
my
overpopulation
Dunkin'
or the
Donuts,
sixth mass
my
extinction.
Dunkin' Donuts
You know what
coffee
I'm
creamer
saying? There were
to go in my
a
McDonald's
million
coffee.
subjects
This
here that I
Dunkin'
talk
Donuts
about in the Doomosphere. My God,
coffee
how
creamer,
many thousands
it's
of
damn
videos
good,
I
number
have. So
one.
I
It's
assumed
cheap and there's
it had
no
something
palm
to
oil
do
in it.
with
Zero
the
palm oil.
Doomosphere,
It is,
considering who
milk
he was.
and sugar.
So anyway, I was
So
supposed
anyway,
to be going
guys,
over my buddy with his big
never-
picking party Wednesday night. So I wasn't planning to join the fucking panel anyway.
fucking 99-cent
All right, so I'd
glasses.
already told everybody that I had previous plans
nowhere,
and wasn't
anywhere in
going
the email
to be able to join the
chain
panel.
will you
Well, it
see
turns out
the
that
word
we had the flood
debt
of 2019
jubilee.
here in
And the
Austin.
other thing that I'm confused about
on Tuesday and
is
Wednesday
that
this week, so my
this
buddy canceled his
whole
picking party.
conversation,
So since I didn't have a picking party
you
to
turn
go
some damn
to
heat on in
as
here,
a fallback, I
was
said great, so I can
revolving around
join
this fellow on YouTube
this panel
named,
discussion. And
named
it
Lord,
was,
I'm going to call him
it
Lord
was
Hugh.
via
He has more of a
Zoom.
name, but
This
we're going to call
Zoom
him
chat
Lord
is
Hugh.
what we were having. If you're familiar, where several people can
his
come on and talk.
deal.
So
but I
I
never
go on
received
and
one
we,
word
15
from Lord
minutes
Hugh.
before we go on
I had no
camera,
idea who the guy was. I
joined
never
this
understood. I still
discussion
don't
with all of
understand
these folks.
to this very
15 minutes
what the
before we go on
connection
air.
between Brutus
Are
and Lord
you follow
Hugh
me?
is.
So I went on
I
as
have
Sam
no clue.
Mitchell.
I don't
So
know
I
if
was
Brutus
Sam Mitchell
is
of
working
Collapse
for Lord
Chronicles,
Hugh or what, but I never
going on,
received
to
a
have
message
an intelligent
from Lord Hugh.
discussion about how fucked we are.
During all of
course,
this time,
Sam Mitchell
this is
does
just
not
me, guys.
use, the
Maybe
term how
I
fucked
don't
we
know.
are.
This is just how a
Anyone,
Virgo does it.
But Sam Mitchell
you know,
agrees
a
with him,
Virgo
but little tell that
real
we're
estate
fucked.
agent,
Okay?
reporter.
So anyway,
you would
it's
think
15
that
minutes
if you wanted somebody
before
you
we're
had never
supposed to go
introduced
into this
yourself
panel discussion.
to appear on
I guess, I don't know if it was
panel of,
Torstein or Sandy.
I don't know if experts might be
mentioned
kind of a strong
this
word.
term,
Maybe you would send, and Lord Hugh, if you're listening
jubilee.
to this is really the only thing my only
had never heard
criticism of you
the
in this
term
process.
Debt jubilee.
If
Since
you
the
want
day
somebody
I was born,
to appear
I had
on your show,
absolutely no
maybe you want to send them an email like
jubilee was. And I go,
in
what
your
the
case,
fuck
or
are
maybe
you guys talking
here's
about?
Sam Mitchell.
And there was
My
another
name
member on the
is
panel whose
blank.
name I shall
I have
not
a
mention,
YouTube
who
channel
had never
called
heard
Blank.
the fucking term debt
I
jubilee.
watch your work.
So me
and
this other person,
would
this other
like to
person on the
invite
panel,
you to
we had done
participate
nothing
in a
to
panel
prepare for this.
discussion
We
with some
had
of your
no
fellow doomers
clue that we were
about
supposed to come on
the debt
and
jubilee.
talk intelligently about something called a debt
And then
jubilee.
maybe
And
a
I
little
still
bit
don't
of
know
a
what the hell
definition what the fuck debt
is, but the
jubilee
debt
is.
jubilee is not what
If
this
I had
is
received
about.
an email
This is a
from
Hambo
Lord
saying amplification and clarification, so I
that he
find
would
out
like me to
that in
appear on
15
some panel
minutes,
to talk
I am
about
supposed
something
to
called a
come
debt
on
jubilee.
and talk
I would have written him
intelligently
back and
about
said,
a
Lord
term
Hugh, I really
had
appreciate
no
the
fucking
invitation.
clue
I'm honored by the
what the
invitation,
words
but I
meant.
don't know
And
a
I
goddamn
told the
thing
other
about
people
debt
on the
jubilees,
panel,
and my
I
schedule
said,
is
guys,
absolutely
I
slammed
have nothing to
for the
offer
next
this
2 weeks.
conversation.
And
Zero to offer
so even
this
if I did
conversation.
know anything about debt jubilees, so anyway,
I said,
if I had gotten one fucking letter
this, I'd play
from
it back where I told
from
the other
Lord
people on the
Hugh,
panel,
I would have
said,
politely
you might as
declined.
well
That would have been the end of
interview
it.
Sancho Panza about the
Anywhere
subject
in
we're
this
supposed to
fucking
be
string of
talking about,
emails
that I
that Brutus
know as
sent
much
to me,
about the subject that I
had
been
mentioned
invited
the
to
term
discuss
debt
as some
jubilee. If he had
intelligent
ever
whatever,
told me
as
what the
Sancho
fucking debt,
Panza
what the
does.
fucking
I said, I am
discussion was
bowing
going
out
to
of
be
the panel.
about,
No, they wanted
I
me
would
to
have
sit down.
said,
I said, okay.
Brutus,
I said, I'm
what
going
the
to stick
fuck?
around here because, I wanted to learn something
so
about
how many
the
ways?
debt jubilee
Now,
as
I am
long
going
as
to
I
take
was
my
there.
part of the responsibility. So Brutus, what he would do is he would drop these links to these videos.
And so,
like I'm supposed to drop
anyway,
every
so what
fucking
I
thing
did,
I'm doing.
I
When I
said,
don't don't have time to wipe my
I'm going
ass.
to
Drop
change
every
my
fucking
name
thing
from
I'm doing.
Sam
Because
Mitchell to
Brutus
Hambone
is
Littletail.
sending Hambone
That
an email.
I do not want
and I'm
Sam
supposed to go
Mitchell
on
and
to these
Collapse
fucking
Chronicles
links and watch these goddamn YouTube
associated
videos
with this
and all
on
this
any
shit.
level. I'm going to turn this over to
do you
this
guys have
fictional
any
character
idea how many
named
fucking emails I
Hambone
get every
Littletail
day? And I
of
really
Humpty
appreciate all the
Dumpty
emails I
tribe,
get
and
every
even
day.
then,
But
I'm going to keep my fucking
I
mouth
did
shut.
not have
I have
time
nothing
to go on this.
intelligent
And,
to
and so
offer to this conversation.
if I had gone on them,
all I knew
would have
was the debt jubilee, and I'm not even going
found
to go
out
there
what the
now.
fuck the subject was about. If Brutus or Lord Hugh or Sandy had ever fucking mentioned what we were going to be talking about, it would have been the end of it.
The global industrial economy by
but I guess I'll take my share of the responsibility,
interest
because you better
payments
believe
on
Brutus
November 5th.
is saying this is 100% Hambone's fault. It has nothing to do with anybody else. That Hambone didn't fucking drop his entire fucking life to go open up and start going into some unsolicited YouTubes.
But I had 15 fucking minutes.
You know, like that's going to be the number one biggest priority of my fucking life.
Had told me
Jesus,
some
you
fucking
arrogant
term in
motherfucker.
Swahili.
And,
I don't even know what a jubilee is.
I'm sorry, guys. I do have a life.
It's a
as
picking
much as I
party, as
appreciate
far
the
as I'm
emails.
concerned. A debt picking party is
And
what
then,
I
of
was
course,
hearing.
the only reason I showed up is because I was
so we're
supposed to be at a goddamn
gonna
picking
come on
party,
this
and it
panel
rained,
as
so if it
Hambone
hadn't rained,
Littletail
this never would have happened.
from Humpty
And then, of
Dumpty
course,
tribe. Do
if
not bring
Sandy
Sam
had
Mitchell,
never opened her
name
damn
from
mouth
Collapse
as the
Chronicles into
operator
this discussion.
and brought me
And I'm
into
gonna
the
sit here
discussion
and I'm going to stick
after
around
I
to
thought
learn.
it was
So
clear that
basically,
I
I
was
think
only
the
there
gist of
listening
why,
in.
although
I didn't even have my
really
microphone on.
figure
Anyway,
this
you can
out
find that
for
whole
about
story.
till
But
after
anyway, it happened.
the show
So
that
anyway,
I
go
think
on
the
there.
main reason that Lord Hugh had
And,
invited Sam
and
Mitchell
well, anyway,
to
if you
Collapse
really care about the
because
backstory,
he
but
was
that's
hoping
not
that
what this
was
is about.
going to be
We're
able
going to the next chapter.
interview
So anyway,
some other
Brutus.
people who do
How
know
do I define
something
Brutus?
about the debt
Brutus
jubilee,
is
like Chris Hedges,
he holds an
like
interesting
Chris Hedges
position in
is
my
gonna give
life
me
and
the
on Humpty
fucking
Dumpty
time
tribe.
of
I've
day.
known this man.
So he was
How long have I known
hoping
Brutus?
that I,
How long, brother?
that
I'm
I
guessing
wasn't the,
5 or
that
6
I
years.
was going to
And
be
we've
able to
established
bring onto my show.
somewhat of a friendship.
Sam
I would call
Mitchell, as
Brutus,
a journalist,
a friend. He
was
is not
going
one
to
of my
be able
lieutenants.
to
He
bring
never
somebody who
achieved
could speak
what I would call my
intelligently
lieutenant
about
status. He never got inside the Hambone inner sanctum.
This was going to be
I
my
like
part
the
of the
guy all
process.
right,
And
I try
if I wanted
to
so
watch
my
his
sole
YouTube channel,
purpose for sticking around
and I support
is
his
I wanted
work
to
in the
listen
Doomosphere. So
to these
even
other
though
guys, Lord
I'm not
Hugh
impressed by the man,
and Sandy, and Torsten,
I do support
and
his work.
people who had gotten the email and
I
gotten the
think
memo
he
and
is
actually
one
read
of-
it and actually had prepared for this discussion.
Is it just 2 people? Maybe
so
3. He's one of. I think he's one of
sat
3
back with the
people that I have
understanding
interviewed on
that
both of my channels, on
Hambone
Humpty
Littletail
Dumpty
didn't even have my
Tribe and
picture up there. It
Collapse
was just a name,
Chronicles.
Hambone
I have
Littletail, sitting
interviewed
up
this
there on the
man,
screen
trying
while
to
everybody
steer
else on
him
the panel had this
traffic towards
discussion.
his YouTube
I was
channel.
sitting back
And
in the wings,
even in my
having
rant, I
nothing
did
to
Sunday
do
night.
with the
I
discussion
complimented,
because I
as
didn't
hard as it
have
was
a
for me,
fucking
I
intelligent word to
complimented
say
his
about
YouTube
it.
channel once
Okay?
again.
Are you
During the
following me?
rant on
So
Sunday
that
night.
was the deal I played.
You can go
I'm
listen
gonna
to the
stick
rant.
around,
You can
but
go
don't
hear
bring
me
me into the
compliment
discussion.
his
So who do
YouTube
we
channel
appoint
and
as
tell people to go over there and watch it.
moderator?
I
We
have
appoint
interviewed this
Sandy
man 2
Shillis.
times
Now,
to bring him traffic.
this
My
little
guess
goody-goody
is
two-shoes of the Doomosphere,
literally 50% of his subscribers, if not 80% of his subscribers, he owes directly to me.
So Sandy, who
that
probably
is
knew about
Guy
as fucking much
McPherson.
about
Yes,
what
I
a
am going to
fucking
use
debt
the Guy
jubilee as
McPherson
me
name.
and Sancho Panza did a few
Guy
days
McPherson
earlier,
would,
and
says about
actually gone on
Hambone
and done her
Littletail
homework.
correctly. That
So
Hambone
she could
Littletail
speak,
has ridden Guy McPherson's
intelligently about
coattails
it.
to his YouTube,
Okay? So
his
she
level
was
of
the
YouTube
moderator,
success, which is
and I
exactly what
thought it
I've
was
done. And I've
clearly
thanked Guy
communicated to
McPherson a
Sandy
million
to leave
times
me out
for
of
his
it,
coattails
that I was gonna hang
for
around
promoting
in the
my
wings
work.
to learn a little bit about the subject, to see if
Brutus
I even
has
went
ridden
to
my
bring,
coattails, and I was glad
somebody
to
on the
offer
Collapse
this to him,
Chronicles
even
to
though
interview him. Are you following me?
I
So
was
I
never
promptly,
impressed by his channel. I don't watch
mute
his
my
fucking channel.
microphone.
Okay,
And I
I've
started
probably
listening
seen
and listening and listening
maybe
and listening,
10 of
and
his
it goes on
videos.
and on, and about
because
45 minutes into
the
it,
main reason, guys, is
I
because
had learned
I've already
just
gotten the
enough
information
to
elsewhere,
know
and the fact is that I just, I'm not. It's just not my cup of
if I
coffee.
had to
His video style.
itemize the subjects of things that I was interested in interviewing
Anyway, so
people
this is the level. So that probably the main thing. Speaking of Guy McPherson, that Brutus and I have always enjoyed. What our friendship has been based on And the real reason
I knew that I wasn't going to be
still managed to have
this,
respect for this man
if
well, for one thing, he is a hard worker in the Doomosphere, and I do respect
if he or the other people
what
on
he's
the panel
trying to
come
do
up with
on
somebody
YouTube.
and they
Whether
run
he's
his name
succeeding
by
or
me,
not, I
and
don't
I
know.
go on the internet and I vet them and check them out, I might be interested.
He does do. He is the only other person in the Doomosphere other than me that has the fucking spine and the balls to stand up to Guy McPherson.
To
call out Guy McPherson.
So I went over the pile of fish.
Good for you, Brutus. So Brutus and I, we've always enjoyed laughing hysterically about Guy McPherson's latest. What is Guy McPherson's? I hear some rumor that he just get another $4,000 stolen from him, and then I hear some rumor that Guy is supporting geoengineering. I don't pay attention to Guy McPherson anymore, but anyway.
Fucking Binghamton, New York.
I do appreciate Brutus having the fucking balls and the spine to stand up calling out Guy McPherson's bullshit. It's probably been the main part of our friendship for years. Guy McPherson despises Brutus.
I'm over here talking
he doesn't despise Brutus as much as he despises me, but it's pretty close.
My little reptile brain
you get me. So anybody who is on Guy
McPherson's
McPherson's shit list, any enemy of Guy McPherson is a friend of Hambo Littletail.
Well, they want to hear from Hambo, unless Hambo's asleep by now.
That's the kind of level of friendship
I was up in Binghamton, New York, on a pile of fish, internet dating service, while you guys were talking about your fucking debt jubilee and draining down the global industrial economy. So I hear Sandy. Where are you, Hambo?
Maybe he thought that he was one of my lieutenants. Maybe he thought that he was in the Hamlin Inner Sanctum.
I don't even know where they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what they've been fucking talking about for the last 15 minutes. I had completely tuned them out. And so here's Sandy.
He's just kind of a little gnat that I swatted. I didn't want to be mean to the guy and say, Brutus, I try to be a nice guy.
Vague idea that the debt jubilee had something to do that for some reason on the date November 5th, 2019, we weren't
I haven't turned on my computer this morning, but as of midnight last night, I noticed that video.
And we were going to bring down
around 1,000 views, well over 900, probably right at 1,000 views. Like, what the fuck?
And as I told you and the other guys, I 100%
get over twice, like 3 times the hits that my ecological meltdown roundup ran from Friday.
Any way we can. Now, what I did
and
not
I also
say
noticed that yesterday,
is, guys, if you think that your
new subscribers yesterday. I got more subscribers
is going to bring down global
probably than any other day. And
pull your
Humpty Dumpty
fucking
tried
head
what the fuck?
out of your
17
clueless
new subscribers.
But I'm not
Welcome to the tribe.
To Lord Hugh,
now, I don't show my thumbs up and my thumbs down, but when I went to bed last night,
Sandbloom, I'm not going to say to this group of people, pull your fucking clueless moron heads out of your asses. If you think for one fucking minute that
on this video and 12 thumbs down.
Stir up
the usual gang of 12. Every video that I put up now has 12 thumbs down. 54 thumbs up. And what was it? Good God, how many comments did I have on this video in the first 24 hours?
I support you.
Like 80 comments?
Fucking gonna happen. I know it.
But anyway, so I put this video out at 9 o'clock Sunday night, and when I went to bed,
we're going to be completely
a few hours later, I had gotten several comments from Brutus, as I knew I would, kind of giving me, just kind of ribbing me, giving me shit, but doing it in somewhat of a joking manner, as I expected. It was what I deserved. It was what I was expecting. Just two buddies giving each other shit,
so I just went
in public, and I made some cute little responses. So he had left about 3 comments.
When I first pulled my head out of my
blaming
ass,
all of this on me, 100% blaming it on me,
9 years
but doing
ago,
it in a way,
one of my very first rants on the rock,
touche, the
talking
score was
about
even, whatever, and
first thing
let's
I
see,
did
so
when I pulled my head out of my ass and understood
well, of course,
how
Jennifer
the world
Hines
works,
and Kevin Sandbloom, who are also on the panel, made no comment to my video. I wasn't expecting to get comments from either Jennifer or Kevin, because they're simply too smart to comment on it. So no comment from Jennifer or Kevin. Of course, Sandy, she thought it was absolutely hilarious. So Sandy, who actually I gave more shit to Sandy than I did to Brutus, and kidding around, very gentle shit. Sandy absolutely loved the rant.
And if you want to
and then, of course, I get this long, very well thought out response from Lord Hugh, which is still up there, on the video. Lord Hugh,
which is who these fuckers are. It's who these conspirators call the New World Order.
Obviously,
what you do, guys,
it
professional. Are you following me? It was very professional. The way he handled it like a perfect gentleman, and professionally he politely chided me, and did it in a respectful, constructive criticism way, and blah blah blah. Very nice public comment, and sent me a couple of private emails, and so we actually started emailing.
When I pulled my head out of my ass,
we shared a couple of emails, and I said, well, Lord Hugh, obviously I need to bring you on the show. So I invited Lord Hugh, and he accepted to come on Collapse Chronicles for an interview. Now that invitation has since been rescinded. It has nothing to do with Lord Hugh. It has everything to do with Brutus. That anybody who is connected with Brutus, I don't want on my show anymore. So anyway,
I went down there after I paid off those fucking mortgages.
When I started my day yesterday,
I went and paid off every one of my fucking credit cards.
I think 3 comments giving me shit, the appropriate level of shit.
$22,000. $22,000.
I get in my gas-sucking truck and head out on this absolutely spectacularly gorgeous day. Absolutely beautiful day. Just one of these beautiful days on the planet where everything is going right. Well, not everything. I found out this fucking truck is getting 13 miles per gallon. 13 miles per gallon, and the other thing that happened is my backup computer to this computer finally died. My 5-year-old computer finally crashed and burned. So all I have is this piece of shit computer, and it's having trouble with its video card reader, so I never know from video to video. So if videos suddenly stop on Humpty Dumpty Tried and Collapse Chronicles, it's because they have
single interest-bearing account.
So other than those two things, it was this lovely day
from the fucking New World Order. I have not paid those motherfuckers.
I spend 12 and a half hours going from Austin, Texas
fucking red cent of my money has gone to those motherfuckers since December of 2008.
So about halfway here, it was outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. When I was gassing up, I decided to check my emails.
That's all any of us can do.
Mainly, I had to go check Pile of Fish to see if I had any doomer chicks on the hook out there in upstate New York. So anyway, I
get
rid
of the fucking credit cards.
Like 3
you clueless
people,
fucking moron.
I have emails from like 3 of my tribes members going like,
out of your pocket,
what the fuck
fucking you.
Is up
it's
with
like
that
Bill
with Brutus? Like what in the fuck have you tangled with him about?
How wide do you have to spread your ass cheeks?
That what they were referring to were these like gentle little kidding comments that I had read and responded to. So I emailed these people back, and I said, "Oh, that's just Brutus. His good-natured ridding is what I told these people." It was that I said, Brutus and I are friends going way back. This was just 2 friends, giving each other shit.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So I emailed
because I don't know what the
off to these people who are flagging this. They're like, "What the fuck, Hambone? Okay, did you do to Brutus?"
In December.
So I get back in my truck, and I go for hours more, and I'm at this goddamn McDonald's at 11 o'clock last night.
I went in and told the story. How many fucking times have I told this one about? I told the story
an email from one of the people of the 3.
Atlas Shrugged, which I read
in 2009.
Said something
like, well, Hambone, your version of good-natured ridding and your definition of good-natured ridding and mine are obviously different. Have you gone and checked out the fucking comment thread?
Industrialist, this planet eater, is sitting there talking to one of these little left-wing
your rant from last night.
Little
so I go on there, guys, and I start reading through these comments. And during the day yesterday,
talking about how we need all of this government
Brutus
regulation
just went on an
to rein in these goddamn planet eaters and all that.
Out of control
and I am 100%
rampage
in favor of government regulation to rein in planet eaters.
Fucking, unbelievable assault
it was a fucking
my
joke.
character,
and what this
my intelligence,
told
blah, blah, blah.
This
and
little
I'm reading
lefty,
this shit.
This is the reason I am not a little lefty.
Deleting all of his goddamn
it's
comments.
The reason I
so at 11 o'clock last night, I don't know what the fuck time it is, where this guy lives.
Progressive
it doesn't matter what time you email this guy.
And said,
24 hours
there
a day.
Is one
I figured he was in bed. So I emailed the guy as politely as I could. And I said, strike one.
And I said, was letting us know this. There is one motherfucking way to put these motherfuckers out of business. And
this is worth it to you. To just start a pissing match with Hambone Littletail on his own channel.
Government regulation
and then, of course, I put a comment in. There is a reason that I never comment on your videos. The reason being, I don't watch his fucking videos. is the reason I don't comment on them, because I don't watch them. You can't comment on something that you don't attend to. So I had to get that little dig in there. And so I told him that he needed to think about whether he wanted to get in a pissing match with Hambo Littletail on his own channel.
Was saying there is one way
and it's
to
not
put
10
us out of
fucking
business
minutes
tomorrow.
That he calls, that he writes back, calls
products.
me. What did he call me in this email? A pathetic
this
liar
eater knew
and a saboteur.
He
had mentioned in his comments that I had sabotaged the panel discussion.
To come take care of these blue meanies and make them go poof.
That I had sabotaged the discussion, or that I had sabotaged the collapse of the global industrial economy. So I am a saboteur and
just as
a
Ayn Rand
pathetic liar.
And that industrialist knew in goddamn
obviously,
1957
I banned
that
this
we're not going to
motherfucker
stop
from
buying
Humpty Dumpty Tribe. I was going to ban him.
We're going to sit here and bitch and whine
of course I had to ban him
moan about those
because I give this guy my personal email. It's like every
destroying this planet that we live on.
I guess there's a
and yet,
I
with our
actually
lifestyle
made the huge mistake
choices like that gas-sucking truck over there,
Brutus
that I just bought
my
2
personal
weeks ago.
email.
Another
this is the level of friendship. Although he
gasoline I
wasn't
put in that
quite
thing,
one of
I'm
my
getting ready
lieutenants
to burn
or in my
about
inner
200
sanctum,
fucking gallons of
I had
gasoline,
made the horrible mistake
driving
of
to New
getting him
York.
my personally, so I had to block him on my Yahoo Mail account.
We're not going to stop buying
and I had to kick him off Humpty Dumpty Tribe. Now I was going to kick him off Collapse
get
Chronicles.
into this whole fucking rant about consumer
for whatever
and
reason,
lifestyle choices.
Stupidly, I'm sure,
means nothing
I'm
at this point.
going
the fucking
to
system, the
not
fucking
block
machine
him
with a capital
from
M,
Collapse
the
Chronicles,
fucking
just like I
bankers
have,
with a
like
capital
I've
B,
blocked
it's
Kevin
going to
Hester,
go right on.
the king of the
business as
ass-licking
usual.
cooties.
There's one
like
fucking
Kevin
thing
Hester is
that's
blocked
going to bring down
from
global
Humpty
industrial
Dumpty
civilization,
Tribe, but
and
he's
that's
welcome to
when
comment
it caves
on,
in on
on
itself. It's when it
Collapse
smacks
Chronicles.
into the
There's
limits of
probably
growth.
a dozen
When
people
Mother Nature
in this
says,
position that
you
I've
have blocked
blocked
your
from
last
Humpty Dumpty
fucking
Tribe, but as long as they
product from these
promise
evil
to play
motherfuckers,
nice over
you
there
have
on
paid
Sam
your
Mitchell's
last credit
channel,
card
Collapse
payment.
Chronicles, they're welcome.
Because
So
you're
I'm
going
even letting
extinct,
Brutus
motherfucker.
stay
There is
on
no
there
way global industrial
for whatever
civilization is
reason.
coming down, and it's not going to be as
But
much
my guess
as
is
I'm
I will
cheering
go over
on
there and he will
Extinction
be on
Rebellion.
some fucking tear over there on Collapse Chronicles.
Against extinction.
So anyway, there you go. And this is
the
just a
extinction
long
of the
way of saying how many
global
times have I had
civilization is
versions
the
of this rant,
extinction of the
guys?
human race.
You
It's
know,
the
I was
extinction
just
of
sent
every
out
one
an email
of our fellow Earthlings.
to Sandy and Vegematic, who are in my inner sanctum.
You don't buy their
Sandy and
fucking
Vegematic are two of my main lieutenants
and that's
deep
the best
in the
way you can
Hambo
rebel.
inner
Of course,
sanctum.
keep your
There's
fucking
probably,
pecker in your
and when I
pants.
told them,
And don't bring
told
any more
Veg and Sandy
these goddamn
that,
little
you know,
consuming
guys,
credit card swiping
out of 7,000
little
of my
bundles of joy.
subscribers who I love dearly, there's
onto this
probably
planet.
maybe
so
a dozen
anyway, I go on and have
of
my
them
spiel
that
I just
I
gave.
would trust
say a little
as far
more
as
sanitized
I
version
can
of it, and then
throw
so
them.
Kevin Sandblom, he kind of took the thread that I
with
made
each
and
passing
took
day,
the
this
conversation
is fewer
over
and
to
fewer people
boycotting,
on my list of people I can trust. But Brutus, he decided for whatever went down,
that
what was worth,
boycotting is the most
he
direct
made his
action
decision
you can take,
that it was
and
worth
that's
it
a
to
little more
him
direct
to
than
defend
this damn
his
global
argument
jubilee.
that
So
Hambo
anyway,
Littletail sabotaged that discussion was more important to him than however many years of friendship.
I think Sandy's put it on her channel. I think Torstein's put it on his channel. I think Lord Hugh has put it on his channel. I never wanted to be interviewed for the fucking thing.
That he and I get into the tiniest little disagreement.
And Lord Hugh
he
and Torstein and all the rest of you, Lord Hugh, you're a great guy. As I say, I want to bring you on the show.
It's not the second time. It's not the third time.
What I wanted to do,
this has
I was going to call all of these guys and say, I want you to edit out
it's never happened on Collapse Chronicles yet.
I never wanted to be part of this discussion.
Well, maybe it has happened. It's starting to happen on Collapse Chronicles.
Well, fuck him, you didn't even open your mouth.
Just don't fucking trust anybody in the Boothsphere. Don't trust me.
Hour into it, I said
Sam Mitchell doesn't
nobody
trust
on the
fucking
fucking
Hambo
planet
Littletail as far as he can throw
going to
that
listen to
motherfucker's
this.
ass.
Well, listen to your comments anyway, and I'm not one bit embarrassed about my comments.
I give people 3 strikes.
I stick by
that
them.
shit
I'm
that Brutus
unapologetic
told
about
yesterday on the comments page. That was strike 1.
For those comments
I was still giving him 2 more strikes on Humpty Dumpty Tribe.
Okay.
Until he sent me that email.
So I was going to go on there and say,
if
you guys are going to put this out on the air, I want you to
two
go
more
in there
videos
and
to do
that
slice
too.
out that
If he'd
fucking
wanted
5
to.
minutes of me
Anyway,
talking about
I give
this.
people in the
Not
Doomosphere
because
3
I'm
strikes.
embarrassed of what I had to say, but because it was not.
3
it wasn't
strikes.
pertinent to the
And
discussion
one more.
we were having.
One more of these
sound
doers.
like
And, this is just the whole
ignoramus
thing.
about
It's
the
just one more
subject that I
reason
was.
we're so fucked. Is what it gets
You
down
know?
to.
No
Is that
shit, Sherlock. I had
we're
nothing
just
to offer
completely
to the
fucked.
discussion.
You
I don't
know,
bring
we're-
Paul Ehrlich on the
we-
Collapse Chronicles
we're
and
the
ask Paul
tiniest,
Ehrlich
most
about how to
despised
change the
group on
fucking
this planet.
carburetor in my truck.
And we are a fucking
Okay?
laughing stock.
You don't bring
to
Hambone
everybody
Littletail or
outside.
Sam Mitchell from
Everybody
Collapse
hates
Chronicles
Doomers.
and ask them about Debt Jubilee.
Even these
Tear up your
goddamn
fucking credit cards.
conspirators
So
and
then, so
chemtrail
now,
wackos
so I turn on the
hate
goddamn
fucking
comments, and
Doomers.
not
We need
even
to
on
stick
Humpty Dumpty
together.
Tribe. The comments are coming over there on Collapse
But more than
Chronicles.
any time in history,
My
if there's a group
respect
of
for
people
Hambone
on this
Littletail
planet,
just
a
went down the
marginalized,
toilet. Did you
vilified
hear
group of
that
people
shit?
on
Him
this
talking out
planet
his
who
ass on
need
Lord
to stick
Hughes' channel,
together.
and like 5
And,
thumbs up.
and
I had to erase, I think, 4
you know,
fucking comments I've had to knock off.
But it
Sam
ain't gonna
Mitchell
happen.
at Collapse
But
Chronicles
because
was
we're
never
a bunch
fucking
of
mentioned or
fucking
interviewed on there. Because as
we're
soon
a
as the
bunch
second
of
Sam
fucking
Mitchell at Collapse
short-fused
Chronicles heard what
curmudgeons is
he
what
was
we're a
supposed to
bunch of
talk about,
fucking
he said, "Get me
curmudgeons."
off this panel." And so now,
so there goes another one.
Here,
Hambone's got,
Hambone
got another
Littletail's
enemy. I mean,
name
this
being
guy
rubbed
went,
all over Collapse
in the
Chronicles
space
and
of
all of this
one
horse
day.
shit.
We
no
went
shit, Sherlock.
from being
And
friends
so for anyone
to,
having a laugh
bitter
at my
enemies.
expense, well, I make no fucking
And this guy
apologies
Brutus
for it.
is not
And as Sandy
a
just
bitter
emailed me,
enemy of mine.
kind of like,
Brutus is just a
she's heard
fucking
some
little
people say
gnat
that,
that I
some of
don't
these
need to
people
slap
talking trash
anymore.
about Hambone,
Is all the
that they're
fucker
fucking
means to me.
spineless pussies.
You know,
Anybody talking
but
shit
I
about
still,
me,
to this minute, I
or Sam Mitchell, either
support
one,
the work
about
that he's
anything I
doing
said
in the
on that
Doomosphere.
thing.
And I still support 95% of the work that Guy
torn up their
McPherson
goddamn
is doing in the
credit
Doomosphere.
cards. You're a spineless worm.
Now
You're a
I
spineless,
hear
ballless,
rumors that if Guy
fucking little
McPherson
worm
is
all you
starting
are.
to support geoengineering, you know, when
You
the
little
day that
pussy.
Guy McPherson starts
Anyway, it's getting
cheerleading,
dark.
I don't know.
The mosquitoes
That's
are chewing
purely
us.
based
It is
on
a
hearsay.
gorgeous
I don't
night.
listen to Guy,
I wish you guys could see.
but it comes from a pretty reliable source.
I wish you could see the lightning
who
bugs
told me
beginning. Can you see these lightning
that we're
bugs?
fucked.
There is
we're
no
fucked.
insect apocalypse.
You know, we need to be
but,
sticking together, people.
I am going
and,
to
if
wrap
just
up this little
the goddamn
Hambone
egos
amplification and
here in the
clarification.
Doomosphere.
And I'm going to send it to Lord Hugh and ask
when I
him
say that,
if he would please run it on his
you know,
channel.
I've got a
and
little bit
maybe
of an
we will
ego
have
myself.
Lord Hugh for an interview.
So, it takes one to know
He's
one.
a great guy.
It takes an
He's a great
egotistical
guy, not a
fucking
clueless
asshole
moron.
to recognize
the only,
another egotistical fucking
problem I have
asshole
with Lord Hugh
in the
is thinking
Doomosphere.
that,
And there's
we're
plenty of
going to
egotistical
overthrow global
assholes in the
industrial
Doomosphere.
civilization
And I'm
on
sure
November 5th,
that
2019,
that's
or at
somebody
least the
else.
economy.
Well,
Now, the economy
this
might
won't be the
go
last time
down on
that I
November
lose
5th,
a
2019,
goddamn
and I hope it does,
friend
but it's
here
not
in the
going to have a goddamn
Doomosphere
thing to do with any
over
debt jubilee
absolutely
as much
nothing
as I'm cheering it
that
on. And I have
another
a lightning
enemy
bug
made
show to
in the
watch,
fucking Doomosphere.
and my damn margarita
Because
is
of these
probably
goddamn
frozen
fragile
solid.
little baby
My
egos
final
on these
margarita
grown men.
in,
and it's grown women too.
in Garfield,
this
Texas.
This isn't
so I'm going to get out there and enjoy this
if I ever get
absolutely
stabbed in the
beautiful
fucking back
Mother's
by
Day
one of my
evening
true
in
lieutenants
paradise
in the middle of all
state of
in the middle of all this,
while I
get
still
this
can,
email. I'm not going to mention
and
this
tomorrow
person's
morning
name
is New York.
from one of my
come.
major
Get out there
lieutenants.
and enjoy it. While
It
you
literally
still
brought
can,
me to tears
right after
reading
you tear up
reading his
those
email.
credit cards.
And
you
it's
slave to the
and
New World Order.
I just want. And you know who I'm talking
hope
to.
this little
If you
Hambone
are one of
amplification and
my, if you
clarification
are one of
has
my inner
amplified
sanctum
and clarified
lieutenants,
that.
you know who you are, and I love you guys.
Bye, guys.
And if any of you ever fucking stab me in the back, maybe that will finally get Sam Mitchell to kill Hambone Littletail. But with that, guys, I have got to head out into this gorgeous day. Because I'm heading to Kentucky today, and I got to go pack up my little dog, and I'm not even sure this video is gonna go. Anyway, seriously, guys, if Humpty Dumpty Tribe and Collapse Chronicles just disappear any day, I'm down to one computer. I've gone from 3 computers to 2 computers. I have one computer. It's always been a piece of shit, and now it's not reading the SD cards, and I have no computer to back up. So one day soon, I'm gonna be fucked. But love you guys. Thanks for putting up with my big swollen ego. And go over there and check out Brutus's fine channel in the Doomosphere, because it will never be mentioned on either one of my channels again, because fuck you. Bye, guys.
Hi, guys. It is a spectacularly gorgeous, over-the-top, beautiful Mother's Day here in paradise in Austin, Texas. It is now Sunday evening with the sun going down on this gorgeous day on the planet. That would be Sunday, May 12th, 2019. So the little dog and I, the little Texas dog and I, have been packing our gas-sucking truck for our next big misadventure in the end times. That starts tomorrow morning. So while Sancho gets these mosquitoes, we got to get your heartworm pill, little dog. We need to get your heartworm pill like that. And so I'm sitting here enjoying my last beautiful evening in the great state of Texas. The lightning bug show is beginning to blink on and getting ready. I got a margarita chilling in the freezer. So anyway, I just have to you guys knew I could not leave Garfield, Texas without one last rant from under the pomegranate tree. And this, I just need to get something on my chest before I leave here. You know, people have been telling me, Hambone, you're letting these comments from these goddamn smart-ass trolls and these thumbs downers and these trolls and shit get to you. And I admit I am. And so this is the latest, and I just need to do a little Hambone amplification and clarification for anybody who heard this panel discussion that I supposedly was part of a few days ago on Lord Hugh's channel. I'm just going to call him Lord Hugh for right now. So Lord Hugh, if you just put that in the YouTube search, you'll probably find who I'm talking about. I'd never heard of the man. And so I think it was Torstein who turned me on to him a couple of weeks ago. And I went and checked out his channel. And it's a very good channel. I really like this guy. I mean, I immediately took a liking to him. And I'm thinking of actually having him on for an interview on Collapse Chronicles. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But I highly recommend this channel. This man is clearly not a clueless moron by any level. The guy gets it. And so I heard through the grapevine, shall we say, that Lord Hugh, who did not communicate with me directly, he did not contact me directly, and I'm not a hard person to find. He did not contact me directly, so I heard through the grapevine that Lord Hugh wanted me to participate in a panel discussion with several of my other doomers. It was going to be me, but when I say me, I'm talking Sam Mitchell of Collapse Chronicles, okay? Not Hambone Littletail. Lord Hugh wanted to talk to Sam Mitchell of Collapse Chronicles. He wanted to talk, there were 5 of us, Torstein Vidal, from his, we all know Torstein's Going South channel, and I think Torstein, how many new channels do you have, brother? But anyway, we all know Brother Torstein. Of course, Sister Sandy Shellis was invited, Kevin Sandbloom for Black Bear News, and Jennifer Hines, who needs her own YouTube channel. Jennifer, I won't tell where Jennifer was formerly of, but anyway, I was quite happy and proud to be part of this invitation to be part of a panel discussion. I didn't know anything about it. Now,
before Torstein breaks in here. Now, Torstein did send me a couple of links to a couple of Lord Hughes videos that I guess it was implied, since he sent me the links, that maybe I wanted to listen to the videos. And I believe Sandy also sent me the links. So I think I had two people, not Lord Hugh, Torstein and I think Sandy, sending me these links to this videos. Guys, I was in the middle, or Sam Mitchell had 5 interviews in 5 days. I was absolutely slammed with 5 interviews, trying to pack up, get ready to move to New York. You guys have no idea how many links to videos and essays and whatnot, and I really appreciate you guys sending me all of these links to all of these things. I would love to say that I have a chance to look at all of them. I barely had a chance to brush my teeth last week, much less go on to and listen to these links. I did check out Lord Hughes' channel, and I was very impressed by it, and I was happy to be on the panel discussion, although I had no clue what the discussion was going to be about. Just judging by his videos, I assumed it was just going to be, you know, a general discussion about how fucked we are. This man clearly understands how fucked we are. Okay? So I thought it was, Hambone, how fucked are we? And, you know, and we were going to talk about that, and maybe Jennifer was going to talk about the methane bomb, or whatever. Torstein was going to be talking about Arctic ice. I was probably going to talk about overpopulation or the 6th mass extinction. You know what I'm saying? There were a million subjects here that I talk about in the Doomosphere. My God, how many thousands of videos I have. So I assumed it had something to do with the Doomosphere, considering who he was. So anyway, I was supposed to be going, helping my buddy with his big pickin' party Wednesday night. So I wasn't planning to join the fucking panel anyway. All right, so I had already told everybody that I had previous plans and wasn't going to be able to join the panel. Well, it turns out that we had the flood of 2019 here in Austin on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. So my buddy canceled his pickin' party. So since I didn't have a pickin' party to go to, as a fallback, I said, great, so I can join this this panel discussion. And it was via Zoom. There's a Zoom chat is what we were having, if you're familiar, where several people can come on and talk. So I go on, and we 15 minutes before we go on camera, I join this discussion with all of these folks. 15 minutes before we go on air. Are you following me? So I went on as Sam Mitchell. So I was Sam Mitchell of Collapse Chronicles, going on, you know, to have an intelligent discussion about how fucked we are. Of course, Sam Mitchell does not use the term how fucked we are, although anyone, but Sam Mitchell agrees with Hambone Littletail that we're fucked. Okay? So anyway, it's 15 minutes before we're supposed to go into this panel discussion. And I guess, I don't know if it was Torstein or Sandy, they mention this term debt jubilee. Debt jubilee. I had never heard the term debt jubilee. And since the day I was born, I had absolutely no fucking clue what a debt jubilee was. And I'm going, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And there was another member on the panel, whose name I shall not mention, who had never heard the fucking term debt jubilee. So me and this other person on the panel, we had done nothing to prepare for this. We had no clue that we were supposed to come on and talk intelligently about something called a debt jubilee. And I still don't know what the hell a debt jubilee is, but the debt jubilee is not what this is about. This is a Hambone amplification and clarification. So I find out that in 15 minutes, I am supposed to come on and talk intelligently about a term I had no fucking clue what the words meant. And I told the other people on the panel, I said, guys, it makes I have nothing to offer this conversation. Zero to offer this conversation. I said, I wish to hell that I had been recording this. I'd play it back where I told the other people on the panel, I said, you might as well interview Sancho Panza about the subject we're supposed to be talking about, that I know as much about the subject that I have been invited to discuss as some intelligent whatever as Sancho Panza does. I said, I am bowing out of the panel. No, they wanted me to stick around. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to stick around here because, I wanted to learn something about the debt jubilee as long as I was there. I wanted to find out what all the buzz was about. And so anyway, so what I did, I said, well, I'm going to change my name from Sam Mitchell to Hambone Littletail. That I do not want Sam Mitchell and Collapse Chronicles associated with this on any level. I'm going to turn this over to this fictional character named Hambone Littletail on Humpty Dumpty Tribe, and even then, I'm going to keep my fucking mouth shut. I have nothing intelligent to offer to this conversation. Okay, all I knew was the debt jubilee, and I'm not even going to go there now. It vaguely has something to do with bringing down the global industrial economy by not paying your interest payments on November 5th. This is a grotesque oversimplification. You need to go to Lord Hugh's channel. You need to look at, I guess, Chris Hedges has written about the debt jubilee. If you're interested in the subject, there's ways to find out, but I had 15 fucking minutes. It was like, someone had told me some fucking term in Swahili. I don't even know what a jubilee is. It's a picking party as far as I'm concerned. A debt picking party is what I was hearing. And so anyway, I said, okay, but so I'm gonna come on this panel as Hambone Littletail from Humpty Dumpty Tribe. Do not bring Sam Mitchell's name from Collapse Chronicles into this discussion. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stick around to learn. And so basically, I think the gist of why, although I didn't really figure this out for about till after the show, that I think the main reason that Lord Hugh had invited Sam Mitchell of Collapse Chronicles, because he was hoping that I would be able to interview some other people who do know something about the debt jubilee, like Chris Hedges, like Chris Hedges is going to give me the fucking time of day. So he was hoping that I was going to be able to bring onto my show. I, Sam Mitchell, as a journalist, was going to be able to bring somebody who could speak intelligently about the debt jubilee. Are you following me? This was going to be my part in the process. And so I didn't even know if I wanted to. My sole purpose for sticking around is I wanted to listen to these other guys, Lord Hugh and Sandy and Torsten, and these people who had gotten the email and gotten the memo and actually read it and actually had prepared for this discussion. So I promptly sat back with the understanding that Hambone Littletail. It didn't even have my picture up there. It was just the name, Hambone Littletail, sitting up there on the screen while everybody else on the panel had this discussion. I was sitting back in the wings having nothing to do with the discussion because I didn't have a fucking intelligent word to say about it. Okay? Are you following me? So that was the deal I cut. I'm going to stick around, but don't bring me into the discussion. And so who do we appoint as moderator? We appoint Sandy Shellis. Now Sandy, you know, Miss Little Goody Two-Shoes of the Doomosphere, she had done her homework. Sandy had done her homework, so she knew what the fuck a debt jubilee was. So Sandy, who probably knew about as fucking much about what a fucking debt jubilee as me and Sancho Panza did a few days earlier, had actually gone on and done her homework. So she could speak intelligently about it. Okay? So she was the moderator, and I thought it was clearly communicated to Sandy to leave me out of it. That I'm just going to hang around in the wings to learn a little bit about this subject to see if I even want to bring somebody onto Collapse Chronicles to interview them. Are you following me? So I promptly mute my microphone. And I start listening and listening and listening and listening, and it goes on and on and on. And about 45 minutes into it, I had learned just enough to know that, you know, I put debt jubilee on, if I had to itemize the subjects of things that I was interested in interviewing people about on a scale of 1 to 10, debt jubilee would rate about 11 or 12. I knew that I wasn't going to be any part of this, although I told you if he comes up with somebody, that if he or the other people on the panel come up with somebody and they run this name by me and I go on the internet and I vet them and check them out, I might be interested, you know, but I am not going to, it's out of my league. There are plenty of people on YouTube educated in this. To talk to people. So I was so I went over to Pile of Fish. So I'm over there. So I've still in the background. Are you following me? In the background, I'm sort of with like 1/4 of my attention listening to this. I'm over there trying to find a goddamn doomer chick on Pile of Fish. I'm up there in fucking Binghamton, New York, talking to some clueless flibberty gibbet, trying to pretend like I'm a goddamn normie so she doesn't understand that I spend my life waving a "we are so fuck" sign around. So I'm over here talking to this chick in Binghamton, New York, and all of a sudden my little reptile brain hears Sandy going, "Well, we want to hear from Hambone on this." And she goes something like, "Well, we want to hear from Hambone unless Hambone's asleep by now." No, Sandy, I was up in Binghamton, New York on Pile of Fish internet dating service while you guys were talking about your fucking debt jubilee and bringing down the global industrial economy. So I hear Sandy, "Where are you, Hambone?" And I say, "Fuck." So I run back over and I open up my microphone, and I don't even know where they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what they've been fucking talking about for the last 15 minutes. I had completely tuned them out. And so here is Sandy, so Hambone, weigh into this, you know. So here is, I had some tiny little vague idea that the debt jubilee had something to do, that for some reason on the date November 5th, 2019, we weren't supposed to pay any interest payments. And we were going to bring down global industrial civilization. I knew this was absolutely fucking absurd. And as I told Hugh and the other guys, I 100% support bringing down global industrial civilization. I am a big cheerleader of that. any way we can. Now, what I did not say is guys, if you think that your fucking little debt jubilee is going to bring down global industrial civilization, pull your fucking head out of your clueless moron asses. But I'm not going to say this to Lord Hugh, Torstein Vidal, Sandy Shellis, Jennifer Hines, and Kevin Sandblom. I'm not going to say to this group of people, pull your fucking clueless moron heads out of your asses if you think for one fucking minute that that's something that we're going to stir up, that the five of us are going to start some global-wide movement that between now and November 5th, we're going to bring down global industrial civilization. While I support you, it ain't fucking gonna happen. I know it. Everybody on that panel, with the possible exception of Lord Hugh, knows goddamn well we're gonna be completely fucking ignored. And so I didn't even, so that is all I knew. And so suddenly I have the floor. And everyone is waiting for Hambone to make his speech about this. So what I thought was being asked of me was to join the movement by not paying any interest payments on November 5th. So I just went in to the same rant that I have been having. I think it was like my 4th or 5th rant when I first pulled my head out of my ass. 10 years ago, 9 years ago on Humpty Dumpty Tribe. It was one of my very first rants on The Rock. I was talking about how the first thing I did when I pulled my head out of my ass and understood how the world works, that the way we feed that it's the banksters, it's these fucking banksters behind it all, printing up all of this fiat money, and how they have us by the fucking balls, how they have us by the short and curlies, how they have our fucking necks in a goddamn chokehold, or through these goddamn credit cards, mortgages, car payments, trying to get you to buy all of this shit that you cannot afford to buy. And if you want to declare your freedom from these evil motherfuckers, from the global industrial economy, from the banksters behind it all, from the New World Order, which is who these fuckers are. It's who these conspirators call the New World Order. What you do, guys, it is rule number 1. Rule number fucking 1. Is you cut up those motherfucking credit cards. You get rid of those fucking car payments, those mortgage payments, anything that where you're paying these motherfuckers credit. This is how the motherfuckers stay in power. Okay? So the first thing I did when I pulled my head out of my ass is I went down to fucking Home Depot. Well, the first thing I did is I owned 5 houses in 2008. 4 of them had interest-bearing mortgages against them. The house here in Garfield I had paid off. I wasn't paying those motherfuckers 1 penny of interest, so I kept this one. But the other 4 houses that I was paying these interest-bearing, I paid off. I sold the houses, I paid off the mortgages, and then I went down there after I'd paid off those fucking mortgages. I went and paid off every one of my fucking credit cards. And the story, of course, I tell is my Home Depot credit card, $22,000 I had racked up on one planet-eating box store credit card. I was paying $250 a month when I pulled my fucking head out of my ass in 2008. $250 a fucking month, not paying down 1 penny of principal to these motherfuckers at Home Depot and the banks that bankroll Home Depot. This is how they kept me on the little hamster wheel. This is how they keep you on the fucking hamster wheel. I gave the motherfuckers their $22,000. I tore up, and it was December of 2008, I tore up every single interest-bearing account. I declared my freedom from the fucking New World Order. I have not paid those motherfuckers 1 red cent of my money. Not 1 fucking red cent of my money has gone to those motherfuckers since December of 2008. And I'm damn proud of it. I am damn proud of my record. Okay, that's all I fucking need to know about it. That's all any of us know. It's all any of us can do. It's the only power that we have with this credit thing. Get rid of the fucking credit cards, you clueless fucking moron. You know, if you're paying those motherfuckers 1 penny out of your pocket, they're fucking you. It's like Bill Hicks. You know, how far do you have to bend over? How wide do you have to spread your ass cheeks to let these motherfuckers fuck you? And every time you pay these fucking banksters a credit card. So I did a very sanitized version of that. I make no apologies for it. I'm proud of it, of my record. I stand by it, and I challenge any fucking little pansy telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because I don't know what the fuck a debt jubilee is. I had my own personal debt jubilee, okay? In December of 2008. And then, of course, the flip side of the credit thing is I went in and told the story. How many fucking times have I told this one about, told the story about when I read Atlas Shrugged, which I read in 2009. And you've probably heard me mention this 100 times. The most important passage in Atlas Shrugged is when this industrialist, you know, this planet eater, is sitting there talking to one of these little left-wing snowflake, little spineless, little greeny pussies, or what passed for a snowflake in 1957. You know, talking about how we need all of this government regulation, you know, to rein in these goddamn planet eaters and all this. And I am 100% in favor of government regulation to rein in planet eaters. Oh yeah, in 1957 it was a fucking joke, and what this industrialist told this little lefty, this is the reason I am not a little lefty. Okay? It's the reason I fucking get it. This industrialist just laughed in this fucking little progressive lefty's face and said, there is one fucking way to put us out of business. By us, you know, meaning these planet eaters. This was in 1957, Ayn Rand was letting us know this. There is one motherfucking way to put these motherfuckers out of business, and it's not through government regulation, as much as I support that. There is no government regulation of the planet eaters. There's a hell of a lot less of it now than there was in fucking 1957. Okay? There is one fucking way to put these motherfuckers out of business. And it's a corollary of the same way that you put these motherfucking banksters out of business by tearing up your credit cards, is you stop buying their products. That's what this industrialist was saying. There is one way to put us out of business tomorrow. Stop buying our products. But in 1957, this planet eater knew goddamn well that this little spineless, ballless little snowflake, you know, wanting big government to come take care of these blue meanies and make them go poof. Make the blue meanies behave. Make them behave. There is one way to make the motherfuckers behave. We stop buying the motherfuckers' products. But just as Ayn Rand and that industrialist knew in goddamn 1957 that we're not going to stop buying their products. We're going to sit here and bitch and whine and moan about those mean old planet eaters, destroying this planet that we live on, and yet with our lifestyle and consumer choices like that gas-sucking truck over there. That I just bought 2 weeks ago. Another 15 gallons of gasoline I put in that thing. I'm getting ready to burn about 200 fucking gallons of gasoline driving to New York. You know? We're not going to stop buying their products. I don't need to get into this whole fucking rant about consumer and lifestyle choices. It means nothing at this point. The fucking system, the fucking machine with a capital M, the fucking bankers with a capital B, it's going to go right on. Business as usual. There's one fucking thing that's going to bring down global industrial civilization, and that's when it caves in on itself. It's when it smacks into the limits of growth. When Mother Nature says, you have bought your last fucking product from these evil motherfuckers. You have paid your last credit card payment because you're going extinct, motherfucker. There is one way global industrial civilization's coming down, and it's not going to be as much as I'm cheering on Extinction Rebellion. How the fuck do you rebel against extinction? Whether it's the extinction of the global industrial civilization, it's the extinction of the human race, it's the extinction of every one of our fellow earthlings. You rebel against extinction to the best you can. You don't buy their fucking products, and you tear up your credit cards. And that's the best way you can rebel. And, of course, keep your fucking pecker in your pants. And don't bring any more of these goddamn little consuming, credit card swiping little bundles of joy onto this planet. And so anyway, I go on and have my spiel that I just gave, say a little more sanitized version of it, and then so Kevin Sandblom, he kind of took the thread that I made and took the conversation over to boycotting, boycotting products, as Ayn Rand was saying. That boycotting is the most direct action you can take, and that's a little more direct than this damn global jubilee. So anyway, I honestly, so I didn't even realize that it was going out on the air. So I don't know. I think Sandy's put it on her channel. I think Torstein's put it on his channel. I think Lord Hugh has put it on his channel. I never wanted to be interviewed for the fucking thing. Okay, I should have hung up the fucking phone when I understood what it was about. And Lord Hugh and Torstein and all the rest of you, Lord Hugh, you're a great guy. As I say, I want to bring you on the show. But what I wanted to do, I was going to call all of these guys and say, I want you to edit out my participation in this. I never wanted to be part of this discussion. But it goes out on the air. And I'm thinking, well, fuck him, man. You didn't even open your mouth until like, what was it, over an hour into it. I said, nobody on the fucking planet is going to listen to this. Listen to your comments anyway. And I'm not one bit embarrassed about my comments. I'm damn proud of them. I stick by them. I'm unapologetic about them. But it was the place for those comments was not in that interview. Okay? No shit, Sherlock. So I was going to go on there and say, if you guys are going to put this out on the air, I want you to go in there and slice out that fucking 5 minutes of me talking about this. Not because I'm embarrassed of what I had to say, but because it was not it wasn't pertinent to the discussion we were having. It made me sound like the ignoramus about the subject that I was. You know? No shit, Sherlock. I had nothing to offer to the discussion. I don't bring Paul Ehrlich onto Collapse Chronicles and ask Paul Ehrlich about how to change the fucking carburetor in my truck. Okay? You don't bring Hambone Littletail or Sam Mitchell from Collapse Chronicles and ask him about Debt Jubilee. Tear up your fucking credit cards. So I turn on the goddamn comments, and not even on Humpty Dumpty Tribe. The comments are coming over there on Collapse Chronicles. My respect for Hambone Littletail just went down the toilet. Did you hear that shit? Him talking out his ass on Lord Hughes' channel, and like 5 thumbs up. And I had to erase, I think, 4 fucking comments I've had to knock off. Sam Mitchell at Collapse Chronicles was never fucking mentioned or interviewed on there, because as soon as the second Sam Mitchell at Collapse Chronicles heard what he was supposed to talk about, he said, "Get me off this panel." And so now, here, Hambone Littletail's name being rubbed all over Collapse Chronicles and all of this horse shit. No shit, Sherlock. And so for anyone having a laugh at my expense, well, I make no fucking apologies for it. And as Sandy just emailed me, kind of like, that she's heard some people say that, some of these people talking trash about Hambone, that they're fucking spineless pussies. Anybody talking shit about me, or Sam Mitchell, either one, about anything I said on that thing, who is not torn up their goddamn credit cards, you're a spineless worm, you're a spineless, ballless, fucking little worm is all you are. Fuck you, you little pussy. Anyway, it's getting dark, the mosquitoes are chewing us, and it is a gorgeous night. I wish you guys could see I wish you could see the lightning bug show beginning. Can you see these lightning bugs? There is no insect apocalypse, but I am going to wrap up this little Hambone amplification and clarification, and I'm going to send it to Lord Hugh and ask him if he would please run it on his channel, and maybe we will have Lord Hugh for an interview at Collapse Chronicles, because he's a great guy. He's a great guy, not a clueless moron. The only problem I have with Lord Hugh is thinking that we're going to overthrow global industrial civilization on November 5th, 2019, or at least the economy. Now, the economy might go down on November 5th, 2019, and I hope it does, but it's not going to have a goddamn thing to do with any debt jubilee as much as I'm cheering it on. And I have a lightning bug show to watch, and my damn margarita is probably frozen solid. My final margarita in Garfield, Texas. So I'm going to get out there and enjoy this absolutely beautiful Mother's Day evening in paradise in the great state of Texas while I still can. And tomorrow morning it's New York. Here I come. Get out there and enjoy it while you still can, right after you tear up those credit cards, you slave to the New World Order. I hope this little Hambone amplification and clarification has amplified and clarified that. Bye, guys. Alright, guys. It is an absolutely spectacularly gorgeous, over-the-top, beautiful day here in the end times in this absolute shithole called, where the fuck am I? Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson, Tennessee. Good God Almighty, I'm halfway between Memphis and Nashville here on this beautiful Tuesday morning, May 14th, 2019, where I have spent the night in this godforsaken Motel 6. I might have gotten absolute most. I might have gotten 2 hours of sleep last night. Absolute max, 2 hours. One of the most horrible fucking nights. Only part of it due to the motel, and most of it is due to this latest fucking bullshit. You won't be surprised. The latest chapter from this whole goddamn... I'm going to McDonald's for my coffee because they don't have fucking coffee at a Motel 6. Gotta drive to fucking McDonald's to get my goddamn coffee. So anyway, what this rant's gonna be about is this latest chapter from this never-ending hell that erupted in my life last week about being on this panel by fuck, I've already forgot the term, debt jubilee. Okay, that I was invited to be on some panel about this debt jubilee. I'm not going to go and repeat the whole story. You can go on the video I put out on, when was it? Sunday night. Everything a clueless fucking moron needs to know about debt jubilee, I think was the name of it, where I tell the whole fucking story, or at least what I thought was the story. So anyway, guys, this is a video about, what this is a video about trust, is what it is. It's about trust and backstabbing and all of that. Is what this video is about. But what you guys, I know what you guys love about this. You want the dirt. You want the fucking dirt in the doomosphere. So we're gonna dig up some dirt in the doomosphere as soon as I figure out how to get a fucking cup of coffee in wherever the hell I am. Let's see. And I gotta say, guys, McDonald's doesn't have bad coffee. Really doesn't.
How may I help you?
I want the biggest, strongest cup of coffee you have, just black, please.
Okay, so it'll be $1.96.
$1.96. Thank you for the... Take that, Starbucks. So anyway, let me go get my damn... So what do? Do I pay here? Where the fuck do I get my cup of coffee? Life on the road. My first stop at McDonald's. I'll probably have 3 goddamn... This is where I had dinner last night. I had fucking dinner at 11 o'clock last night at this McDonald's because I couldn't find the fucking...
$1.96, please.
All right. And you can keep that 4 cents.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You have a good day. Yeah, so this is my second trip to this McDonald's in 8 hours. Oh, Jesus, we're so fucked. So anyway, where the hell was I? What was I talking about? My brain is just complete. Oh yeah, so the dirt in the doomosphere. So I'm not going to sit here and repeat this whole story. I'm just gonna, the germane part to this whole story was the very beginning, which I will repeat, about how in the middle of nowhere, when last week, when I was trying to pack, and you know, for this 6-month trip, I ended up getting 5 fucking interviews in 5 days. I had interviews Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and I was off camping at a picking party out of town on Saturday and Sunday. I was trying to pack for this thing, trying to run 2 goddamn YouTube channels. I was so goddamn slammed that I did not have time to wipe my own fucking asshole. And I start getting this out of nowhere, these unsolicited, all I can call them is demands that I drop every fucking thing that I do. And start paying attention to this thing coming from this guy in the Doomosphere, who we're going to call him, what's a good name to call this guy? We all know who I'm talking about. We're going to call him Brutus. So anyway, so Brutus, I start this very bizarre email exchange with Brutus that it goes on for several days. I think there are 12 email exchanges about me appearing on some fucking panel to discuss something called a debt jubilee. I have the entire chain of emails about this. I'll be glad to send anyone who wants to send me a message and say, Hambone, could you please send the entire chain of email messages between you and Brutus? I'll be glad to do that. And so you would think that somewhere in this chain of emails, the term debt jubilee might be mentioned. Somewhere, maybe you could, we could actually hear the term debt jubilee show up in the emails. You would think wrong if you thought that. What I'm doing is I'm getting my Dunkin' Donuts coffee creamer to go in my McDonald's coffee. This Dunkin' Donuts coffee creamer, it's damn good, number one. It's cheap and there's no palm oil in it. 0 palm oil. It is milk and sugar. So anyway, guys, God damn it. The fucking 99-cent glasses. Nowhere, anywhere in the email chain will you see the word debt jubilee. And the other thing that I'm confused about is that this whole conversation, need to turn some damn heat on in here, was revolving around this fellow on YouTube named Lord, I'm going to call him Lord Hugh. He has more of a name, but we're going to call him Lord Hugh. It was his deal, but I never received one word from Lord Hugh. I had no idea who the guy was. I never understood, I still don't understand to this very minute what the connection between Brutus and Lord Hugh is. I have no clue. I don't know if Brutus is working for Lord Hugh or what, but I never received a message from Lord Hugh. During all of this time. This is just me, guys. Maybe I don't know. This is just how a Virgo does it. You know, a Virgo real estate agent reporter. You know, you would think that if you wanted somebody you had never introduced yourself to appear on a panel of, I don't know if experts might be kind of a strong word, maybe you would send, and Lord Hugh, if you're listening to this, this is really the only thing my only criticism of you in this process. If you want somebody to appear on your show, maybe you want to send them an email like, in your case, or maybe, Dear Sam Mitchell, my name is blank. I have a YouTube channel called blank. I watch your work and would like to invite you to participate in a panel discussion with some of your fellow doomers about the debt jubilee. Okay? And then maybe a little bit of a definition what the fuck a debt jubilee is. If I had received an email from Lord Hugh saying that he would like me to appear on some panel to talk about something called a debt jubilee, I would have written him back and said, Lord Hugh, I really appreciate the invitation. I'm honored by the invitation, but I don't know a goddamn thing about debt jubilees, and my schedule is absolutely slammed for the next 2 weeks. And so even if I did know anything about debt jubilees, so anyway, if I had gotten one fucking letter from Lord Hugh, I would have politely declined. That would have been the end of it. If anywhere in this fucking string of emails that Brutus sent to me had mentioned the term debt jubilee, if he had ever told me what the fucking discussion was going to be about, I would have said, Brutus, what the fuck? You know? And so how many ways... Now, I am going to take my part of the responsibility. So Brutus, what he would do is he would drop these links to these videos. Like I'm supposed to drop every fucking thing I'm doing. When I don't have time to wipe my ass, drop every fucking thing I'm doing. Because Brutus is sending Hambone an email. And I'm supposed to go on to these fucking links and watch these goddamn YouTube videos and all of this shit. You know, do you guys have any idea how many fucking emails I get every day? And I really appreciate all the emails I get every day. But no, I did not have time to go on these. And, you know, and so if I had gone on them, I would have, I would and found out what the fuck the subject was about if Brutus or Lord Hugh or Sandy had ever fucking mentioned what we were going to be talking about. It would have been the end of it. But I guess I'll take my share of the responsibility, because you better believe Brutus is saying this is 100% Hambone's fault. It has nothing to do with anybody else. That Hambone didn't fucking drop his entire fucking life to go open up and start going into some unsolicited YouTubes. You know, like that's going to be the #1 biggest priority of my fucking life. Jesus, you arrogant motherfucker. And I'm sorry, guys. I do have a life, as much as I appreciate the emails. And then, of course, the only reason I showed up is because, you know, I was supposed to be at a goddamn picking party and it rained. So if it hadn't rained, this never would have happened. And then, of course, if Sandy had never opened her damn mouth as the operator and brought me into the discussion after I thought it was clear that I was only there listening in. I didn't even have my microphone on. Anyway, you can find that whole story. But anyway, it happened. So we go on there, and well, anyway, if you really care about the backstory, but that's not what this is about. We're going to the next chapter. So anyway, Brutus how do I define Brutus? Brutus is he holds an interesting position in my life and on Humpty Dumpty Tribe. I've known this man. How long have I known Brutus? How long, brother? I'm guessing 5 or 6 years, and we've established, somewhat of a friendship. I would call Brutus, a friend. He is not one of my lieutenants. He never achieved what I would call my lieutenant status. He never got inside the ham bone inner sanctum. I mean, I like the guy all right. And I try to watch his YouTube channel, and I support his work in the Doomosphere. So even though I'm not impressed by the man, I do support his work. I think he is one of... Is it just 2 people? Maybe 3. I think he's one of 3 people that I have interviewed on both of my channels, on Humpty Dumpty Tribe and Collapse Chronicles. I have interviewed this man, trying to steer him traffic towards his YouTube channel. And even in my rant I did Sunday night, I complimented, as hard as it was for me, I complimented his YouTube channel once again during the rant on Sunday night. You can go listen to the rant. You can go hear me compliment his YouTube channel and tell people to go over there and watch it. I have interviewed this man 2 times to bring him traffic. My guess is minimally 50% of his subscribers, if not 80% of his subscribers, he owes directly to me. That is Guy McPherson, and yes, I am going to use the Guy McPherson name. As Guy McPherson says about Hambone Littletail correctly, that Hambone Littletail has ridden Guy McPherson's coattails to his level of YouTube success, which is exactly what I've done, and I've thanked Guy McPherson a million times for his coattails for promoting my work, and so Brutus has ridden my coattails, and I was glad to offer this to him, even though I was never impressed by his channel. I don't watch his fucking channel. Okay, I've probably seen maybe 10 of his videos, because, well, for the main reason, guys, is because I've already gotten the information elsewhere. And the fact is that I'm just, I'm not, it's just not my cup of coffee, his video style. So, anyway, so this is the level. So, but probably the main thing, speaking of Guy McPherson, that Brutus and I have always enjoyed, what our friendship has been based on, and the real reason I still manage to have respect for this man is, well, for one thing, he is a hard worker in the Doomosphere, and I do respect what he's trying to do on YouTube. Whether he's succeeding or not, I don't know. But what he does do, he is the only other person in the Doomosphere other than me that has the fucking spine and the balls to stand up to Guy McPherson and call out Guy McPherson. Good for you, Brutus. So Brutus and I, we've always enjoyed laughing hysterically about Guy McPherson's latest. What is Guy McPherson's? I hear some rumor, did he just get another $4,000 stolen from him? And then I hear some rumor that Guy is supporting geoengineering. I don't pay attention to Guy McPherson anymore, but anyway. I do appreciate Brutus having the fucking balls and the spine to stand up, calling out Guy McPherson's bullshit. It's probably been the main part of our friendship for years. Guy McPherson despises Brutus. He doesn't despise Brutus as much as he despises me, but it's pretty close. So, you get me. So anybody who is on Guy McPherson's shit list, any enemy of Guy McPherson is a friend of Hambone Littletails. That goes without saying. So, that's the kind of level of friendship that we're on. But as I say, he was not one of my lieutenants. He was not somebody that I fucking drop everything I'm doing to attend to. Maybe he thought that he was one of my lieutenants. Maybe he thought that he was in the Hambone inner sanctum. He was wrong. If he did, he was kind of like, he's a nice enough guy. But he's, he's just kind of a little gnat that I swatted. I didn't want to be mean to the guy and say, Brutus, I try to be a nice guy. So anyway, I post that rant, which you can go listen to, that I made Sunday night. I haven't turned on my computer this morning, but as of midnight last night, I noticed that video, it's right around 1,000 views, well over 900, probably right at 1,000 views. Like, what the fuck? Why did this video get over twice, like 3 times the hits that my ecological meltdown roundup rant from Friday? And I also noticed that yesterday, guys, I got 17 new subscribers yesterday. I got more subscribers yesterday probably than in any other day in Humpty Dumpty Tribe history. I'm going, what the fuck? 17 new subscribers. Welcome to the tribe. Now, I don't show my thumbs up and my thumbs down, but when I went to bed last night, I had 54 thumbs up on this, 54 thumbs up on this video and 12 thumbs down. The usual gang of 12. Every video that I put up now has 12 thumbs down. 54 thumbs up. And what was it? Good God, how many comments did I have on this video in the first 24 hours? Like 80 comments? But anyway, so I put this video out at 9 o'clock Sunday night, and when I went to bed at a few hours later, I had gotten several comments from Brutus, as I knew I would, kind of giving me, just kind of ribbing me, giving me shit, but, doing it in somewhat of a joking manner, as I expected. It was what I deserved, as what I was expected, just two buddies, giving each other shit, in public, and I made some cute little responses. So he had left about 3 comments, blaming all of this on me, 100% blaming it on me, but doing it in a way, where, touche, the score was even, whatever, and, let's see, so, what other comments did I get? Of course, Jennifer Hines and Kevin Sandblom, who were also on the panel, made no comment to my video. I wasn't expecting to get comments from either Jennifer or Kevin, because they are simply too smart to comment on it. So no comment from Jennifer or Kevin. of course, Sandy, she thought it was absolutely hilarious. So Sandy, who actually, I gave more shit to Sandy than I did to Brutus, and you know, kidding around, very gentle shit. Sandy absolutely loved the rant. And then, of course, I get this long, very well thought out response from Lord Hugh, which is still up there on the video. Lord Hugh, it was a mixed response, obviously, but it was very professional. Are you following me? It was very professional. The way he handled it like a perfect gentleman, and professionally he politely chided me, and did it in a respectful, constructive criticism way, and blah blah blah. Very nice public comment, and sent me a couple of private emails, and so we actually started emailing and we shared a couple of emails, and I said, well, Lord Hugh, obviously I need to bring you on the show. So I invited Lord Hugh, and he accepted to come on Collapse Chronicles for an interview. Now that invitation has since been rescinded. It has nothing to do with Lord Hugh. It has everything to do with Brutus. That anybody who is connected with Brutus, I don't want on my show anymore. So anyway, when I started my day yesterday, I thought that Brutus had, I think, 3 comments giving me shit, the appropriate level of shit. Okay? And so I get in my gas-sucking truck and head out on this absolutely spectacularly gorgeous day. Absolutely beautiful day. Just one of these beautiful days on the planet where everything is going right. Well, not everything. I found out this fucking truck is getting 13 miles per gallon. 13 miles per gallon. And the other thing that happened is my backup computer to this computer finally died. You know, my 5-year-old computer finally crashed and burned. So all I have is this piece of shit computer, and it's having trouble with its video card reader. So I never know from video to video. So if videos suddenly stop on Humpty Dumpty Tribe and Collapse Chronicles, it's because I have no computer. So other than those two things, it was this lovely day. So I spend 12 and a half hours going from Austin, Texas to wherever the fuck I am. So about halfway here, it was outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. When I was gassing up, I decided to check my emails. Mainly, I had to go check Pile of Fish to see if I had any doomer chicks on the hook up there in upstate New York. So anyway, I go on my emails, and like 3 people, I have emails from like 3 of my tribes members going like, Hambone, what the fuck is up with that, with Brutus? Like, what in the fuck have you tangled with him about? And so I thought that what they were referring to were these like gentle little kidding comments that I had read and responded to. So I emailed these people back, and I said, oh, that's just Brutus, his good-natured ribbing is what I told these people. It was that I said, Brutus and I are friends going way back. This was just 2 friends, giving each other shit. So I emailed that off to these people who are flagging this at like, what the fuck, Hambone, did you do to Brutus? So I get back in my truck and I go for hours more, and I'm at this goddamn McDonald's at 11 o'clock last night having dinner. And I open up my email, and I have an email from one of the people of the three, and the email said something like, well, Hambone, your version of good-natured ribbing and your definition of good-natured ribbing and mine are obviously different. Have you gone and checked out the fucking comment thread on your rant from last night? And I said, what the fuck? So I go on there, guys, and I start reading through these comments. And during the day yesterday, Brutus just went on an absolute frothing, out of control rampage against me. I mean, it's absolutely fucking, I mean, unbelievable assault on my character, my intelligence, blah, blah, blah. And I'm reading this shit and deleting all of his goddamn comments. So at 11 o'clock last night, I don't know what the fuck time it is, where this guy lives. It doesn't matter what time you email this guy. 24 hours a day. I figured he was in bed. So I emailed the guy as politely as I could. And I said, strike one. And I said, okay, brother. I said, you get 2 more. I said, decide whether this is worth it to you, to start a pissing match with Hambone Littletail on his own channel. And then, of course, I put the comment in, there is a reason that I never comment on your videos. The reason being, I don't watch his fucking videos. Is the reason I don't comment on them, because I don't watch them. You can't comment on something that you don't attend to. So I had to get that little dig in there. And so I told him that he needed to think about whether he wanted to get in a pissing match with Hambone Littletail on his own channel. And it's not 10 fucking minutes that he that he writes back, calls me. What did he call me in this email? A pathetic liar and a saboteur. He had mentioned in his comments that I had sabotaged the panel discussion. I couldn't tell in his comment, did he mean that I had sabotaged the discussion, or that I had sabotaged the collapse of the global industrial economy. So I am a saboteur and a pathetic liar. So anyway, obviously, I banned this motherfucker from Humpty Dumpty Tribe. I was gonna ban him from and of course I had to ban him from my, because I'd given this guy my personal email. It's like every. Well, I think there's 2 doomer. Well, I don't know. I guess there's I actually made the huge mistake of giving Brutus my personal email. I mean, this is the level of friendship. Although he wasn't quite one of my lieutenants or in my inner sanctum, I had made the horrible mistake of giving him my personal. So I had to block him on my Yahoo Mail account. And I had to kick him off Humpty Dumpty Tribe. Now, I was going to kick him off Collapse Chronicles. But for whatever reason, stupidly, I'm sure, I'm going to not block him from Collapse Chronicles, just like I have, like I've blocked Kevin Hester, the king of the ass-licking toadies. Like, Kevin Hester is blocked from Humpty Dumpty Tribe, but he's welcome to comment on Collapse Chronicles. There's probably a dozen people in this position that I've blocked from Humpty Dumpty Tribe, but as long as they promise to play nice over there on Sam Mitchell's channel, Collapse Chronicles, they're welcome. So I'm even letting Brutus stay on there for whatever reason. But my guess is I will go over there and he will be on some fucking tear over there on Collapse Chronicles. So anyway, there you go. And this is just a long way of saying, how many times have I had versions of this rant, guys? You know, I was just sent out an email to Sandy and Vegematic, who are in my inner sanctum. You know, Sandy and Vegematic are two of my main lieutenants deep in the Hambone inner sanctum. There's probably, and what I told them, told Veg and Sandy that, you know, guys, out of 7,000 of my subscribers who I love dearly, there's probably maybe a dozen of them that I would trust as far as I can fucking throw them. And with each passing day, this is fewer and fewer people on my list of people I can trust. But Brutus, he decided for whatever went down, what was worth, he made his decision that it was worth it to him to defend his argument that Hambone Littletail sabotaged that discussion was more important to him than however many years of friendship, whatever, you know, traffic I sent his way on his channel or whatever. The first time that he and I get into the tiniest little disagreement, he goes full fucking attack mode. And this isn't the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time that this has happened here in the Doomosphere. Now, it's never happened on Collapse Chronicles yet. Well, maybe it has happened. It's starting to happen on Collapse Chronicles. And, you know, just don't fucking trust anybody in the Doomosphere. Don't trust me. Sam Mitchell doesn't trust fucking Hambone Littletail as far as he can throw that motherfucker's ass. You know? Fucking piss me off. You know, I give people 3 strikes. That shit that Brutus pulled yesterday on the comments page, that was strike 1. I was still giving him 2 more strikes on Humpty Dumpty Tribe. And you know, until he sent me that email. You know, he could have he could have had 2 more videos to do that too, if he'd wanted to. Anyway, I give people in the Doomosphere 3 strikes. 3 strikes, and 1 more. You know, 1 more of these doomers. And, you know, this is just the whole thing. It's just one more reason we're so fucked. Is what it gets down to. Is that we're just completely fucked. You know, we're the tiniest, most despised group on this planet. We are a fucking laughing stock to everybody outside. Everybody hates doomers. Even, you know, even these goddamn conspiratards and chemtrail wackos hate fucking doomers. We need to stick together. more than any time in history, if there is a group of people on this planet, a marginalized, vilified group of people on this planet who need to stick together and you know, but it ain't gonna happen. But because we're a bunch of fucking we're a bunch of fucking short-fused curmudgeons is what we're, a bunch of fucking curmudgeons. You know, so there goes another one. Hambone's got another enemy. I mean, this guy went in the space of one day. We went from being friends to, I mean, bitter enemies. And this guy, Brutus, is not a bitter enemy of mine. Brutus is just a fucking little gnat that I don't need to slap anymore, is all the fucker means to me. You know, but I still, to this minute, I still support the work that he's doing in the Doomosphere, and I still support 95% of the work that Guy McPherson is doing in the Doomosphere. Although now I hear rumors that if Guy McPherson is starting to support geoengineering, you know, and the day that Guy McPherson starts cheerleading, now I don't know, that's purely based on hearsay, as I don't listen to Guy, but it comes from a pretty reliable source who told me, but we're fucked. We're fucked. You know, we need to be sticking together, people. And if just the goddamn egos here in the Doomosphere, it's and when I say that, okay, you know, I've got a little bit of an ego myself, so it takes one to know one. It takes an egotistical fucking asshole to recognize another egotistical fucking asshole in the Doomosphere. And there's plenty of egotistical assholes in the Doomosphere, and I'm sure that that somebody else will, that this won't be the last time that I lose a goddamn friend here in the Doomosphere over absolutely nothing that another enemy made in the fucking Doomosphere, because of these goddamn fragile little baby egos on these grown men, and as grown women too. This isn't you know, if I ever get stabbed in the fucking back by one of my true lieutenants in the middle of all this, I get this email. I'm not going to mention this person's name, from one of my major lieutenants. It literally brought me to tears reading his email, and I just want, and you know who I'm talking to. If you are one of my inner sanctum lieutenants, you know who you are, and I love you guys. And if any of you ever fucking stab me in the back, maybe that will finally get Sam Mitchell to kill Hambone Littletail. But with that, guys, I have got to head out into this gorgeous day, because I'm heading to Kentucky today, and I got to go pack up my little dog, and I'm not even sure this video is gonna go. Anyway, seriously, guys, if Humpty Dumpty Tribe and Collapse Chronicles just disappear any day, I'm down to 1 computer. I've gone from 3 computers to 2 computers. I have 1 computer. It's always been a piece of shit, and now it's not reading the SD cards, and I have no computer to back up. So one day soon, I'm going to be fucked. But, love you guys. Thanks for putting up with my big swollen ego. And go over there and check out Brutus's fine channel in the Doomosphere, because it will never be mentioned on either one of my channels again, because fuck you. Bye, guys.